Hello everyone, welcome back to Dean's N-Scale Trains. Today I'm excited to kick off a hands-on project that several of my subscribers have requested, and that's perfect for anyone looking to add more automation to their layout. I previously showed you how I mount servo motors to my switches. Switches, by the way, are also called turnouts, and in the UK they're called points. There's a little bit of confusion here because I'm going to be talking about toggle switches and servo motors, but I'll try to make that straight. I previously showed you how I mount servo motors to my switches. Today I'm going to show you how I built this custom servo controller that uses an Arduino Uno, a 16-channel servo shield, a 2x16 liquid crystal display, plus a few more electronic parts, a 50K potentiometer, a simple push button, and a few single pole double throw toggle switches. With these, I'm able to adjust and control the positions of the 13 switches on my Santa Fe Northern N-Scale L-shaped layout, making operations smoother and way more fun. This is the controller that I'm going to talk about. I'll be diving into details on all the software in a future video, which I promise will be coming out soon. But today I'm focusing on the hardware and setup. I designed the flat plate that holds all the controls myself and printed it using PLA on my Ender 3 3D printer. For the control panel's layout diagram, I used the free Silhouette Studio software, which anyone can download, and cut the sheet with a Cameo 4. If you don't have access to these tools, don't worry. I'll also be sharing some easier, budget-friendly alternatives for making your own plate at home. Here's an outline of what I'm going to talk about. First, I'll show you how I made the control plate and its cover sheet, then how all the hardware fits together, followed by the wiring. Finally, I'll demonstrate how I attach the control to the servos running the switches. I was going to include the software discussion to show you the software I put together, but this video got way too long, so as I said, I'll put that in an upcoming video. As always, if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, Dean's N-Scale Trains. In this video, I will be showing you how I made my control panel that is unique and designed for my layout. Yours obviously will be different for a different track plan. But I hope that I'm giving you enough information later in the video so that you can create your own individual panel and get something useful out of this video. To make the control board without using these fancy machines, you can just use thin masonite or metal for the plate, and then paint on the lines and labels, or print out a label sheet and glue that to the plate, and then drill holes as needed. But back to my outline. Let me give you details on how I printed out my label and the 3D printed plate. I used the software Silhouette Studio to draw out my label diagram. You can get your own copy for free. I'll give you notes. I'll give you a note below how to get that. Here's the final label as I drew it up with Silhouette Studio. The program has a number of tools. It has a line tool, a circle drawing tool, a rectangle tool, and a text tool for making labels. Using a combination of these tools, it's relatively easy and fast to make a diagram such as this. There are lots of tutorials available on the web. So I used all of these to draw this up. The red line and rectangles show the tool where to cut. So after this diagram is printed, I'll put it on my Cameo and give you a demonstration of how it cuts out the final result. I then printed the diagram out in black and white, scanned that on my scanner, and fed the results into my 3D modeling program, 3D Builder. Unfortunately, 3D Builder is no longer available, but you can use programs such as Tinkercad to do the same thing. This is what it looked like when I imported it into this program. Since it already had all the holes cut, all I had to do was decrease the width of the plate. At this point of the software, I colored the main plate black. I added 4 blue support cylinders and a green box to help center it over the cut hole. After the 4 cylinders were in place, I drilled a hole in it by defining this skinny cylinder, tall cylinder with a diameter of about 0.08 inches, and then subtracting that to give a hole in each of the blue cylinders. Here is the final plate printed out. Here's the front, here's the back. You can see the 4 tabs, the 4 supports to hold the LCD. Here's the printed out cover sheet. As you can see, it just fits right on over fairly perfectly. Now I just need to glue those together. Now, how am I going to fasten these together? I could use spray adhesive, but what I did was I put several strips of double-sided Scotch tape down, and I put 4 toggle switches to help me line it up. There we go. And now all I have to do is trim the edges, and it should be fine. Now it's time to attach the major electronic components to the support plate. This is an Arduino Uno. You see I printed out 4 tabs, 4 support pieces, and these hold the thing down with 256 screws. This is the 16-channel servo controller. The servos plug in here, and this just plugs in directly. It's called a shield. And the other major component is the LCD. So here are the 2 main components mounted. Originally, I tried gluing the supports to the plate using super glue, but that didn't work very well. So at the end of the project, I drilled all the way through the plate and put 256 screws on both sides of the support cylinders for each of them, and that worked fine. Next, it's time to wire together all the parts. Most of the wires are either ground wires in green or 5-volt power supplies in red. There is a line coming out from the center tap of the potentiometer that goes to analog pin A0. The push button line goes to digital pin 2, and the rest of the digital pins from D3 to D13 go to the switches which control the position of the servo. Up above, I've only shown 2 of the single pull, double throw toggles. The whole thing looks intimidating, but if you take it easy and wire it slowly and systematically, you can get this done pretty fast. So now I will show you several photos of the final product with all the wires soldered in place. The way to attack the wiring is to first solder the ground green wire. As you can see, it runs to every single component in a circuitous route. After that, I would wire the LCD. As you can see, I used a 4-connector ribbon cable to connect to that. At that point, I would plug it in and check it out. I used ribbon cable to connect to the various toggle switches. Note that I soldered the lines of the signal leads directly to the pins on the connector, on the servo controller. This is not particularly good practice, but I couldn't figure out any other way to do it. If I have problems and have to replace the servo controller, I'm going to have to resolder all these lines. Now the servo shield is supplied with its own power supply, a 5-volt, 2.5 amp power supply that plugs into the ground lead and the 5-volt lead where shown. If you have any questions about the wiring, put them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer everything that people send in. All that we have left in the project is to attach the servos to the control board, and that's a fairly simple project. I bought two 20-piece servo cord sets with pieces from 4 inches to 24 inches. Then for each servo, I put together enough of these connectors until I had enough to reach between the servo and the control board. I tied groups of wires together with zip ties and also marked them with white paint. Each set was marked with a stripe of white paint so I could differentiate where they go. I also labeled each connector with white paint, as you can see here, numbering them from 1 to 13. So that's it for this video. I hope I've given you enough inspiration and information to make one of these for yourself. The next version of the next video coming out will deal with the software, how I loaded the Arduino software into this machine. As always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, Dean's N-Scale Trains. Thanks for watching. Until next time.